Hello everyone, welcome back to my studio. So let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to be doing today. So the first thing we're going to go over is the fact that you're going to have two separate options. Option 1 is going to be in an outdoor setting. Option 2 is going to be an indoor setting. Now, what I mean by that is you're going to be able to decide whether or not you're going to do a specific cityscape, or if you're going to do something from inside a building. Now, a basic bedroom will not be enough. Some sort of hallway is going to be necessary. So we're going to want a complex room. I'll go further into detail within the rest of this video, but we're going to continue on with just a second. For those of you that are choosing outside, outside is going to be a sort of cityscape. Now, for 6th grade, that means that you're going to be doing at least one building. And for 7th grade, there's going to be a whole process on that. And I will explain that further in the continuation of the videos. Now, as you select each video, the beginning of these videos, this portion right here, is the same thing. However, that doesn't mean that it's going to be the same thing for the rest of this video. Now, once you have selected which one you're going to do, please pay close attention, because you can 100% personalize it to your choice. There's nothing saying you can't make it a surrealist landscape, a surrealist cityscape, or even an ocean or a seascape. That's up to you. Your city can be on the beach. Your city can be in the middle of the woods. It could be a little tiny town instead of a full giant city. What you decide for your details is up to you. This is just giving you the basic groundwork. So, without further ado, let's make our selections. You will be picking one of the 4 videos that you see posted here and continue on. Thank you very much. Okay, so you have decided to do an interior scene. You're going to need the paper, ruler, pencil. Okay, we're going to go through this very, very quickly, just so you can get the general idea of it. You are not expected to finish it today. I have been on this for a while. So, we're going to go ahead and go through this very, very quickly. So the first thing you're going to do, always, no matter what you're doing, interior, exterior, doesn't matter. Okay, you are going to draw your horizon line. You're going to be drawing the corner of an object or a room. So that means if you're going to be drawing this, you're going to end up with 2 hallways. If it's going to be, you could have 2 hallways, you could have the corner of a bedroom, you could have a hallway with a door. That's up to you, and I will show you how that works. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start by placing my vanishing points. I always place my vanishing points over towards the outside edges. You can put them closer, but everything on this side, if you put the vanishing points towards the center, everything on this side and everything on this side is going to turn into 1-point perspective, leaving very little for your corner. So let's go ahead and start with what is going to make your corner of your object. So let's say it's the corner of a bedroom, okay? So interior is very tricky, because in this case, you want to make sure that it goes all the way to the roof. Whatever your roof is going to be, however tall your roof is going to be, you're going to want that wall in your picture. Now, you can have something at the bottom. So let's say I want to go ahead and draw a bed, for example, and I want that to be the focus of my drawing. Okay, so the corner isn't necessarily the focus of your drawing. The next thing you're going to do after you get this done is you're going to go ahead and draw a line from the vanishing point to the bottom edge of your room. This is going to set the layout of the room that you're drawing. So this is going to decide where your floor goes. So bottom point, top point. Now this top point at the top above your paper is invisible. You cannot see it. But it doesn't mean that it's not there, and you want to keep that into account. That's what makes this extra tricky. So we're going to go ahead and continue onward, connect the vanishing point to this point right here at the base of your starting line. Next thing I'm going to do is from the edge of this, I'm going to go ahead and decide how tall I want my focus object to be. It could be a bed, it could be a chair, whatever you want. Okay, so I'm going to put this vertical line right here. And I'm going to connect top of the line, bottom of the line, and extend it outwards. Top of the line, bottom of the line, extend it outwards. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw a vertical line wherever I want the edge to be. And I'm going to connect it on this side. Top of the line, bottom of the line, top of the line, bottom of the line. Now at this point, I know this is the corner where it's touching the floor. This is the floor of my room. It doesn't matter if I put this further over here, it's no longer contained within the space. And it's going to ruin my illusion. So I'm going to make sure that my next vertical line starts right here. It's connecting to this specific line. Now you can use the little letter L trick to make sure that your lines are nice and vertical, but you are not going to use the actual base of that L as part of your drawing. Next thing you're going to do, connect the top of the line over here to your vanishing points. Top of this line to your vanishing point. Always connect everything to both vanishing points. I know that's very tricky, but it's something that you're going to need to accomplish. So in this case, I want to turn this into a bed. So I'm going to go ahead and make a curved line, just going from one line to the other, because this space is already marked out for my bed. So I know that this is going to exist. So now I'm going to go ahead and make this base a little bit bigger. And I'm going to go ahead and add like so. So now I've got a base of the bed, top of the bed. Vertical lines will help to establish that 3D effect. You can add, from the vanishing point, you can add more lines. Maybe this is where the mattress ends. You can add a line down at the bottom for bed sheets, for example. You can add just a very faint line and then go over the top of it with a squiggly line for the sheets. It doesn't have to be 100% exact. You just want to have it nice and close for your drawing to get that general idea. So I'm going to curve this line just a little bit right there, darken it, and there's my bed itself. Add a pillow. The pillow doesn't have to match the perspective because this is a detail. It is not the actual thing. Pillows move. They don't always match. So now you have a bed. So let's say I want to add a window to the room. I've decided I want to put a window over here. I'm going to put a vertical line, just a vertical line, wherever I want it. Connect the top of the line to the vanishing point, and I don't have to go all the way over. Top of the line to the vanishing points, vertical line, and then darken my lines to make your window. At this point, I can use the vanishing points, the same vanishing points, to make something on the outside. It's not necessary, but I highly recommend it. Now, one thing you could do, you could put a building way out in the distance. Now, obviously, you do not have to do a specific bed or anything like that. You could do use these same techniques and turn this into a desk. You could use these same techniques to turn this into a classroom instead of using a chair. You could do multiple sets of the same technique. Do multiple sets, make them smaller, and turn them into classroom desks. You could turn this into a classroom very, very easily. Now, you could also do hallways. I'm not really going to be getting into those, but if you would like to challenge yourself, feel free to look those up. Those are 100% acceptable for this project. Now, if you want to add something outside the windows, don't forget that the other options are available, such as that letter T trick that I gave you guys before, where you draw the upside down letter T, and then you curve the lines up towards the top, thicken it a little bit, and then you can go ahead and add your trees. Now, when I'm drawing these trees, the conifer trees, the kind of like Christmas trees, I like to draw just layers. You start on one side and you fan your way out. Start on one side and then fan your way out. One side, fan your way out. And remember, the top of your window is going to block some of that stuff out. You could even have grasses and stuff right outside the windows. You could add a window box, for example, and put a bunch of flowers. I do expect to see one sort of plant, even if it's just something on a desk. So I'm going to go through it one more time very, very quickly to add something else in here. So let's say I'm going to go ahead and add that desk that I just mentioned. And I'm going to draw it very, very quickly. Excuse me, I need to move my key. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that quickly. Straight line, vertical, up and down like this. Straight line connecting to the horizon line. There's one edge of the table, other edge of the table. And then you can go ahead and add extra detail. Now you can have stuff line up with the edge of the room. That's perfectly valid. But remember, whatever you decide to do, you cannot have necessarily go like this. Once you get close to the vanishing point, it's going to switch closer to towards being 1 point perspective. Because if I try to do it like this, it's not going to work. It's not going to look quite right. Okay, so at this point, you're going to want to be extra careful. Line it up with this first object. This one will tell you how wide to make your desk. And by just going straight up and down, this will tell you where to put the base of your desk. As you continue onwards, you'll get a little bit more practice with where to put what, and it will help you to place all your designs. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. So again, it's much easier to do your drawings if you connect it to the bottom of the line over here. This will be a much more efficient way of setting up your room than always connecting it to the vanishing point. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And remember that I am going to be checking for your letter L's, your letter T's. I'm going to be looking for at least one plant. I am expecting you to be doing 2 point perspective, not necessarily 1 point perspective. And any sort of plant will work. I just want to see something standing up. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.